Welcome to the Explainer. We're right on the verge of becoming a species that lives on more than one planet. But one company is asking this really crucial question. How do we actually live when we get out there? And their starting point isn't bigger rockets. It's about bringing the simple, basic comforts of home with us.
Okay, it might sound a little silly, but let's be real. For the very first astronauts, this was a huge, incredibly complex engineering puzzle. But now, as space starts to open up for everybody, we're talking tourists, researchers, you name it, the solution can't just be about hardcore engineering. It has to be more human.
And this really gets at the big paradox of space travel, doesn't it? On one side, you have this absolutely breathtaking, romantic view of our planet from orbit. And on the other, well, there's the harsh reality of the plumbing. A whole system of hoses, fans, and tanks that only highly trained specialists know how to operate in zero-G. So, to tackle this exact problem, a Japanese company called ASTRAX is coming at it with a philosophy that's so simple, it's frankly brilliant. Their whole approach is this. Instead of spending millions and millions of dollars to invent brand new, super complex systems, why not just find the reliable technologies that have already been proven to work right here on Earth, and then just cleverly adapt them for space? They actually have a name for this, the universal mindset. And the goal is to basically get rid of that gap, that psychological and practical barrier between living in space and living on Earth. It's all about turning space from this hostile, alien place you just have to survive into a place you can actually live. A real home, just, with a way better view.
So how does this universal mindset actually work in the real world? Well, it all starts with tackling that very first problem we mentioned, the space toilet.
So here's the traditional way of doing things. This is an amazing piece of engineering, no question. It's NASA's space toilet. It's made of titanium, it weighs about 45 kilograms, and it costs, get this, $23 million. And yeah, it's designed for missions to the moon. ASTRAX, though, they looked in a completely different direction. They asked a question that just flips the whole problem on its head. It takes it out of the world of elite astronauts and brings it into the world of everyday people. And this is what they came up with. It's called the banking. And it's a simple, super lightweight styrofoam toilet that was designed for people in Japan to use during earthquakes or other disasters, when there's no water or electricity. It's practical, it's easy to use, and it just works. And when you put them side by side like this, you can really see the two different ways of thinking. It's not just about the technology. It's a total shift in philosophy. We're going from pure, high-cost engineering made for just a few people to accessible, human-centered design that's meant for everybody. And this way of thinking goes way beyond the toilet. ASTRAX is using that same logic for all sorts of other basic comforts. They're working on a space shower that uses water recycling tech from disaster zones, and they're creating cozy living spaces and familiar food to really truly make space feel like home. Okay, so this is the really critical part. ASTRAX isn't just making products. What they're really doing is building an entire ecosystem to get a whole new generation of everyday people ready for this new era of space travel. So how do you even begin to prepare people for that? Well, check this out. They've created a mobile training center that's also a mission control. And then just a stroke of genius, they've built the whole thing inside a classic, beautifully restored Airstream camper.
So, you step inside this Airstream, and the next generation of private space travelers, we're talking full flight suits and everything, are getting hands-on experience. They're in a realistic simulation of what it's like to live and work on a commercial spacecraft, with a full-blown mission control station right there on the front.
And this is where their core idea really shines. The skills you'd need to live in a small, confined spacecraft, conserving water, managing waste, working in a tiny team, those are the exact same skills you'd need to get through a disaster in a shelter here on Earth. It's a 2-for-1. It's absolutely brilliant.
This dual-use idea really shows you the true power behind what ASTRAX is trying to do. It's directly connecting our biggest dreams for the future in space with our most immediate needs for safety right here on our own planet.
This quote from their own research just nails the feeling perfectly. They're taking something that can be really scary and overwhelming, like preparing for a disaster, and they're making it exciting, making it engaging by wrapping it in the inspiration of space exploration. So at the end of the day, this isn't just about better toilets or cool showers. It's about making sure that as humanity, move out into the cosmos, we don't just survive. It's about making sure we can live with comfort, with dignity, and with that feeling of being at home.
And that kind of leaves us with a pretty powerful thought to chew on. What if, by reaching for the stars and figuring out how to live up there, we actually end up finding the most innovative and inspiring ways to solve some of our most urgent problems right back here at home?